It's season 2, it's episode 2, and this one is called The Kindness of Strangers. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment, the home of all From content, and you are here for From review for season 2, episode 2. And I guess this one kind of refers to the kindness of strangers in the town, because it's certainly not the kindness of strangers from the bus, because in all honesty, a lot of the people from the bus just seem like absolute bellends. So yeah, I'm not entirely loving this new cast of characters. I don't think there's one single person from the bus that I like so far, but we will discuss that as we go through today's episode. But what's your initial thoughts on this big bus that's arrived in town and basically brought 25 arseholes with them?
I thought when the season ended, it was, this is brilliant, because literally anybody could step off this bus, but literally nobody stepped off
I'm kind of wishing all these people would jump back on the bus and actually drive out and make it past the tree.
Yeah. No, it wasn't needed.
Now, who knows, look, maybe we'll get longer into season 2, more episodes in. Some of these characters might show up.
But no, it's a bit stupid as well.
They might offer something, but right now...
To go back to the bus, like, the town was already pretty big, and there's a lot of people who we've seen, but we just don't know who they are.
And now...
So you didn't need to expand the cast by 25.
Yeah, and I would argue that the people that we've literally just seen in the background that haven't got any dialogue, they're probably got less chance of getting dialogue now. Now, don't get me wrong, yeah, there's supposedly 25 people on the bus. I don't think for 1 second they're adding 25 new characters. If I had to take a guess from what we've seen in episode 2, I would probably say we're going to get maybe like 6 new additions to the cast, and the rest will literally just fade into the background as if they've always been there.
There'll just be a couple of red shirts.
Yeah, you've got Christie's fiance, you've got the bus driver, you've got some weird woman that was playing cards, you've got the skinhead guy who seemed to be a bit combative, you had the other guy that was trapped underneath the house and he didn't last long, and you've got Elgin, the kid that, I don't know, the weird kid. So yeah, no, I mean, I'd say about 6 is about right.
I think the skinhead guy's getting a bit of a bad rep. I mean, he was first to jump in for Jim.
True. He didn't. Well, maybe that's what the kindness of strangers. Maybe they're referring to the fact that the guy even wanted to go out and help them.
Exactly.
And he's probably thinking, look, why are these people sitting in this diner while their people are outside getting hurt and they've got guns and they're not going out to help them? So he's probably sitting there thinking, look, these are cowards, this doesn't make any sense to me. So who knows, maybe these guys are getting a bad reputation. But we start the episode off with the people in the diner, and we're basically trying to tell them that, look, you can't go outside. Julie is upset about her dad. She gets stopped for going out, and basically everyone's complaining. Everybody wants to, they don't want to be held here, basically, but Donna's like, nah, look, this door's not getting opened, and we are staying here until sunrise.
Sunrise is upon us, guys. And I like the fact that I think it's kind of like a running gag that, like, Donna has to be the one to, like, keep repeating this story, but I did say it during the time, it must be a pain in the ass for her to keep on going, oh, you saw the tree, and then you had to come in at night, brother, you had to listen to us and all these good people. But know who I feel sorry for here? It's not the folk in the diner, it is Jim, it is Tom, and it is Brick. I believe that is his name. Brick, who are all trapped underneath the rubble. Brick is not actually awake at this point, he's still unconscious, but I thought this was always going to be a problem, because this guy has no idea where he is. He's going to wake up with all sort of rubble on him at night, where he's going to have to keep quiet, because they're in a building, but they're not really in a building, because they're a bit covered. Yes, there's talismans, but it's not exactly the ideal situation for these three, but at least for Jim and Tom, they know what they have to deal with.
Yeah, this other guy doesn't, and we see that when he wakes up, he's like screaming, he wants help, and he doesn't really realise that he could be alerting the monsters. Now Jim and Tom try and calm him down, but, I mean, this guy's trapped underneath rubble. What are you supposed to tell him? Here, be quiet till morning, because if you don't, monsters will come and eat us. I mean, that's probably not going to wash with somebody, so they have to try and, tell him to be quiet, but not reveal why he needs to be quiet.
If you're a loud man, they're all going to come for you.
We see Tabitha and Victor out in the woods, but it's dark, so they have to try and get to safety. Victor doesn't think they can make it back to the town, but luckily he's got like some sort of, I don't know, supply shed, supply hut. It's like a trailer.
It's a truck.
A truck trailer. It's a truck.
Pickup truck, whatever, man. Whatever you want to... It's a truck. It's the back end of a truck, man.
And they go inside, and luckily... Now, there is no talisman in here, so they just have to be really, really quiet and hide. And Victor has some, like, snacks. He has, like, some chocolate chip cookies or something like this. He starts eating them. He offers to be for one. She kind of refuses, and then Victor's like, you don't like chocolate then, huh? And then I think she feels a bit bad, so she's like, no, I love chocolate, and she starts eating them. But, like... I don't know, if you've seen a trailer, wouldn't the monsters just see a hiding spot? If they can see a hiding spot that is... Now, you could argue they wouldn't get, like... They wouldn't find it. You know, nothing would really attract them to this area. But if they were just, like, randomly walking past, like, wouldn't they see... Well, haven't they got the capacity to think, here's, like, a hiding spot, I'm going to look inside? Because we do see, we'll just actually skip it, we see later on that one of the smiley face dude, the really creepy guy, the creepy monster with the smiley face, he gets on the bus and he sits in the driver's seat and he's almost like he's intrigued that he's actually getting to drive the bus, you know, he's like pretending to be steering the wheel and he's like hitting switches and he puts the lights on and this like triggers something at the back of the bus. It turns out there was two old people hiding, so this catches his attention. He walks to the bus, the back of the bus, and
back of the bus is getting banged.
And he basically tells them they think they're saved. They think, oh, thank God,
the conductor has arrived.
And he's like, no, you picked a bad spot. And then he transforms into his monster. This guy is the most obvious monster, right? Because the other one's like kind of like innocent. This guy doesn't look innocent. His smile's just too... Yeah, there's something not right about this guy.
His smile's bigger than the fucking town.
But yeah, he devours them right there and right then. We go back to the diner, and the skinhead guy manages to grab a gun off Kenny.
This just wouldn't happen to Boyd.
Yeah.
Boyd would have fucking elbowed him through the diner door.
He holds Kenny at gunpoint. He tells Donna, look, you open that door, we're going to go out here right now, or I'm going to blow his brains all over the wall, which is a little bit extreme. I mean, one minute you want to go outside and help people, then the next minute you're going to blow someone's brains out. Donna's like, go ahead and shoot him because there's no way I'm opening this door.
I guess he sees them as the problem. He might think they're the ones doing stuff outside or something. In his own wee skinhead world.
But Donna's like, nah, I'm not doing it. I'm not opening that door. You're going to have to kill him and then I'm going to put a shotgun blast through your head. But this kind of distracts him long enough for Kenny to hit an elbow. It wasn't quite the people's elbow. It wasn't like a Dwayne
Kenny's elbow.
Yeah, it wasn't as good. But he hits an elbow and he manages to grab his gun back, and then they get this skinhead guy in place. We see the bus driver, so we focus on the bus driver a little bit. We focus on the old woman playing cards, and the skinhead. That seems to, and of course Christy's fiance, and they kind of argue. She can't believe that Christy's been here only 2 hours away from where they live this entire time, and she's not called, she's not done anything, she's been sitting here with these shotgun people, and she says...
It's been 6 months, which I feel like this is crucial, because it's not... We might have thought the time might have stood still or whatever, but this reveals quite a lot, actually.
But she says, well, you're only 2 hours away. Doesn't everybody hit the town within 2 hours, no matter where they're coming from? I'm pretty sure 2 hours is a key. I'm pretty sure people have said they were 2 hours away. Everyone originally thought they were 2 hours away, but they were from different places in the US, so therefore, like, it's like this town is not in a fixed location.
No, of course it's not, but I remember Kenny said that Christy came from Denver, and that bus has Denver on it, so... Maybe but see, that's the thing. I think it's just we see the tree, right? You can teleport. It must just be a case of the bus is driving, right, and it literally just teleports onto like this makeshift road that like makes any road that you're on look like the road that leads to that tree.
But I'm pretty sure others have said they were 2 hours into their journey when they ended up here. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure 2 hours is
thing. Maybe, but I don't think it's everyone, because we see with Donna and her sisters, they said they were just looking for a motel after they killed some deer. There was no mention of 2 hours, but...
Well, not everybody says they're 2 hours away, but, I'm pretty sure when time has been brought into it, 2 hours has been the go-to time. I'm pretty sure nobody said, I was driving for 5 hours when I left my house and then I ended up here.
That's all good, right? But if not everyone's talking about 2 hours, it's kind of irrelevant.
No, but
everyone sees the tree.
Yeah, but when anyone has mentioned time, it's always been 2 hours. That's
Maybe
my point.
that's just the rough estimate everyone goes for.
Oh my god. Right, we go back to
Boyd. Let's talk about Boyd.
Yeah, let's talk about Boyd.
The fucking main man.
Yeah, Boyd is the main man. He finds, so we see Martin. Martin's like, yeah, you promised you'd kill me. Boyd's like, I'm going to help you because you helped me. He then sees this guy's a Marine. He's like, Semper Fi. Never leave a man behind. The guy's like, I don't think I can make it back to town, but Boyd says, I'll carry you back. I ain't leaving you. Then there's like this little music box that's playing, and Martin tells Boyd that he has to get out of here before this stops, or else they will come back. Martin says that he used to think the people in the town were the worst part here, but it's actually what's happening at this part. So apparently these monsters that like rip your face off and tear your rib cages out, apparently they are not the worst thing.
Maybe what he's going for, though, is the fact that he's getting a slow and painful death while the monsters just rip your faces off. But I feel like Boyd should have asked more questions here. Obviously, it would have revealed a bit more of the mystery, and I get that, but is it not a bit stupid that Boyd was more focused on just getting this guy free rather than who is coming, though?
I agree, but you know what? Maybe time's just not on their side, and he'd rather get him back to town and then ask those questions, you know what I mean?
I mean, Boyd was going to have to carry this guy.
No shit, he did say he would.
Boyd, the same guy, man, who was struggling like up a fucking tree the other day.
When Boyd gets one arm out, he tries to get the other one, and he notices these like warm things that are like crawling inside this man's arms, inside his flesh, inside his body. Then Martin starts like freaking out, and he's telling Boyd, you have to go. Then he mentions, do you think Abby was right when she said this is all a dream? This kind of takes Boyd off guard, because he's like, how the fuck do you know my dead wife's name?
Exactly.
But Martin doesn't really reveal this. He then slices Boyd's arm open, and he puts his arm onto Boyd's, and he says, my blood is now your blood. And then Martin appears to just die.
But see, you know what's intriguing? Sarah had maybe not the same sort of worms in her blood, but she had like in her veins, it was like something similar
that spelt kill the boy.
And yes, and also like you did see like worm sort of stuff. Now she also knew, like, voices in her head told her about Favor, but burying the bag. Maybe voices told Martin about his wife. Maybe this will give Boyd supernatural powers about the whole voices in his head. Maybe. Anyway, Boyd sees that Martin's pretty much done for. Is Martin dead? Can we confirm that Martin's dead? I think he might be dead, right? Boyd, I don't know where his gun went. He seemed to have lost it.
He got left behind anyway, so he may as well be dead.
And guys, if you've watched this, Boyd opens the door, and then he just seems to spawn in a different location. I did not see the building behind him, right?
I think they cut out about 5 seconds, like.
Maybe, but either way it happened, because he still has the injury and he still has the worms. But what do you think? Do you think this is going to lead to Boyd being infected, becoming a monster down the line, or do you think this is just going to be like some slow-eating disease that only this place has?
Who knows? I mean, the fact that Martin infected him, Martin didn't seem like a monster. So who's to say this is necessarily...
Well, maybe it's not.
No, don't get me wrong, mate, don't get me wrong. I mean, I certainly wouldn't want those things inside me. But Martin seemed friendly towards Boyd. So,
until the music went off. Then he was like, your blood's my blood, brother. Let's mix it.
Was it that, or was it more of a, here, you need to go here kind of thing? So he was trying to get
the music
Boyd
went off
to
and
leave.
nothing happened.
I think he was trying to get Boyd to leave. But Martin appears to infect Boyd with something. The big question is, what did he infect him with? And is it a bad thing? Is it a good thing? I can't imagine it's a good thing.
And he also sees 2 other guys that are chained up and dead. They're skeletons.
Yeah,
and also Martin said he stopped counting after years.
Yeah, so we don't know how long this guy's been here.
He's been here longer than Victor.
Yo, what a shite existence that would be. Now, I know Victor's been here a long time, but he's been surviving, he's been preoccupied.
Eating peaches.
Could you imagine literally being chained up to a wall for fucking years?
Aye.
And that's it? No exercise?
No, I think this was very creepy. This scene is very well done.
I mean, Martin has been... you know what? I'm kind of glad he's dead. I think that puts him out of his misery. I think that puts him out of his misery.
Like, yeah, no, I'm kind of glad for him too. But to me, this kind of might just be what he means. Like, yeah, monsters are bad, but it can be over quick. Here, this is...
No, but there's something else here that's doing this to them.
I know, but it could just be other people, couldn't it? What do you think it is? What could it possibly be? dogs. Maybe the dogs connect or something.
I highly doubt dogs chain you up.
No, I'm saying that the dogs are connected. I'm not saying the fucking German Shepherd comes in, starts pawing the fucking stuff up. But maybe there's a leader of all these monsters, and that's what's doing this.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe it's the master.
Anytime Boyd's seen that dog, it's been friendly enough to him.
Yeah, no, but maybe.
And when it first ran off, it led him to the talisman. And on the second occasion, which was this occasion. Alright, it led him to monsters, but he survived, so...
What about the dogs with Victor and Jim and all? He had to shoot his wee lunchbox gun up there.
Well, who knows, maybe Victor just panicked.
Maybe Victor just panicked. Talking of panicking...
Anyway...
Brick was panicking.
Yeah, Brick's panicking. He's like, oh, guys, come on, I need to out of here.
There's blood.
And after he was quiet for a while, he starts bleeding, and this is when he starts to really, really panic, and he's beginning to scream, and... Jim's saying, look, you need to shut him up, Tom. Tom can only reach his feet or whatever, so he can't really cover his mouth, like Jim was suggesting. I actually thought that they might have had to make a decision to kill this guy. I thought that's what was going to happen.
Yeah, I thought that too, but it was always going to be hard to do.
I thought Tom was going to have to crawl over, but then again, if he could crawl over, then he wasn't stuck, so... Realistically, what is he doing now?
Okay.
So he actually couldn't get to him, but we see that Brick just dies, and Tom is like, oh god, that sucks, I think he's dead.
Dead, Jim.
But then Tom looks around, and there's a monster literally above him, and it just jumps down onto him, and you just hear Tom screaming, as there's nothing Jim can do really, he just has to stay silent, stay still.
Don't know who's it worse for, Jim or Tom? Tom's dead and Jim fucking having to sit there and...
I'd say it's worse for Tom, considering he's dead, like.
I know, but Jim must be, fuck, I'm next. At least Tom's came as a surprise, like it was just above him. Jim's sitting there thinking, fuck, what's going on here?
Now, what I thought was weird was, but let's skip ahead here, when they find Tom's body the following day when the sun comes up, his body's been pulled out from underneath the rubble.
Well, the monster had to get in, so maybe it just pulled him out the way it came in.
No, but I wonder why it would do that. I'm not saying that's a theory or that's...
Maybe it brought him out for the others to see.
Could it just be like for plot purposes? They wanted to discover that he was dead?
Aye, it was to make you think, fuck, what Julie's going to think Jim's dead.
And they're hardly all going to jump into the house and see him sitting there, so it's easier for them to see Tom if he's laying out there.
Exactly.
Ribcage. Yep. Alright, okay, so yeah, Tom is dead, so I believe Tom is the first Season 1 guy to die.
This season.
Am I right in that?
Yeah, you are.
Don't think anybody died in episode 1.
No.
Obviously, Brick died here. We had the people on the bus die. Two old people.
We had people outside who appeared to have died.
Yeah, a man and a woman died outside.
We had 2 people run into the bar, but they look like they're alright, apart from a wee rap at the door.
And apart from the fact they opened the fucking door.
But we don't know what happened.
Yeah, we also had Fatima and Ellis were trapped inside the post office, and Fatima in this episode appeared to be breaking down, and the monsters outside were at the window. And you'd feel a lot better if you came outside. Would you though? Would you feel better? I don't know. And Fatima appeared to be having a mental breakdown in this episode. We go back.
That positivity.
Yeah, Fatima. Where's the positivity?
Positivity of life.
Martin then finds a hiding place outside, but it's the exact same hiding place that Tabitha and Victor are in, and they must have thought when Boyd opened the door that they were dead. They must have thought it was the monsters.
Yeah.
In fact, it was Boyd. Then we see that Elgin kid. He's running towards the truck. He's like, wait for me. These people are killing everyone. And I think that's probably what saved them, because they'd never met this kid before. None of these people know. None of these 3 know about the bus.
Yeah, so it's easy to forget, but of course they don't, because they were in the caves and he was on his mission.
So, but this could have been, I suppose this could have been Elgin. Elgin could have been a monster here trying to trick them.
I know, but don't.
However, the fact he was running, the fact he's running and the monsters don't run, that's probably what gave it away. So they allow Elgin in, they quickly slam the door shut.
Here, imagine if the monsters run.
Oh, Boyd gives them a talisman. And then he points his gun straight at Elgin. He's like, "Who the fuck are you?" And Elgin's like, "Oh, I'm the man from the bus." And then they're like, "What?" So that kind of gets revealed to them that there is a bus in town. We've seen another couple that were in the bar and they thought this would be a good story to tell, but after knocks at the door, the man goes to open the door, and I'm going to assume that is them screwed, that is probably them done and dusted. Then the day comes up, we go to the daytime, so the night has passed. Julie wakes up, looks outside, she sees that it's morning time, runs out to find her father. I think Christy is the first person to see Tom. He's just laying there dead, ribs completely exposed, guts hanging out.
That seems to be the go-to move.
Oh, did I say guts hanging out? They seem to like eat the guts or something, I don't know.
They eat all their organs. That's what I get for this.
I wonder if
apart from the brain, they eat all the organs.
I wonder if eating the organs helps them grow or be more powerful.
Keep them alive, it must be.
And I wonder if there's anything you can do to kill a monster. Let's say there's 20... I don't know, I mean... What are the... Because we see people die and they don't come back as monsters. So I don't know how the monsters get here. Is there a set number of monsters? Would there be... Or do they just, like, populate? Generate?
Maybe that's what was going to happen to Martin. And maybe what's going to happen to Boyd.
No, he said he's been there years.
But maybe, I don't know. Maybe it takes years, we don't know.
All the monsters do look old, like. So, possibly, but then again, I don't know. Martin looked like he was being he was like a hunger strike victim or something. He didn't look like someone who was going to turn into a monster. He looked like his fucking bones were dust.
But what's the end game with Martin? Let's go back to why would they keep Martin alive like the other two?
I don't know. Maybe just torture him. I don't know, or let him die a painful death. Well, no, hold on. The other people chained up weren't monsters. They were dead.
I know, but maybe they didn't have the blood of Martin. We don't know.
I don't know, they were chained up like Martin. I'm going to assume Martin didn't look like he was in good
blood
shape.
has to mean something, right?
Maybe they had that blood as well, I don't know.
I don't know, we'll find out. It's intriguing, man. We thought it was just... Like season 1, it's like...
Maybe that blood keeps you alive longer so they can fucking torture you longer? I don't know. So we find Boyd. No, we don't find Boyd. We find Tom, who's dead. Then Julie is shouting for her dad. Jim shouts that he's alive, and Donna's like, "Thank God!" Donna's like, "Thank God!" So she shouts at everyone to start trying to get Jim out. And last night they had to be careful when moving shit, but today it seems like they're just lifting whatever bits of rubble they can.
Well, I guess 2 out of the 3 are dead, so may as well fucking...
No, but you've got a full day ahead of yourselves now, so I mean, in my opinion, it would be absolutely fucking retarded to leave them outside overnight because you don't want to go too quickly, and then you wake up and you've got a full day ahead of you, and now they're going to rush this.
I know, but...
If they rushed it last night...
I guess they don't know his injuries. I see both points.
If they rushed it last night, they didn't know his injuries last night. They didn't know that he could have survived the night.
True.
So, I think that is a bit of a flaw. But, I mean, it could, like you said, it could just be a fact that, like, they already maybe see that Tom's dead and they don't know if Jim's in good condition, so maybe they want to get to him as quickly as possible. Could be that. Then we see Tabitha get out the following day. Elgin says, the old woman was trying to get everybody inside the diner when the house collapsed. And she's like, "What house collapsed?" And he's like, "The one beside the diner." Tabitha realises that's her house. And, she recognises that Jim then must be trapped in the house. So she rushes off. Boyd shouts on her, tells her, "No, don't rush off. Look, we need to get back together." Tabitha shouts at Victor, "What way's back to town?" He points this direction. Then we see Boyd stop and he looks at his arm again and he sees the worms, like, moving about his arm. And then in the background, you see Victor looking at Boyd. Now, from where Victor's standing, I think it would be hard for him to see these worms in Boyd's arm, but
maybe he can sense it.
Maybe Victor could sense something was wrong with Boyd.
But if the light was shining on it, you'd be able to see it. Like, I can see my veins right now.
Aye, but your veins are within arm's fucking reach because they're connected to you. I mean, Victor was quite a long way away from Boyd here.
He was about 10 feet. I'm not saying 10 feet's not big in terms of looking at big veins, but Victor knows what he's on about, man.
Well, apparently Victor knows. Victor looks at Boyd. Boyd looks at Victor. Then they're right, like, let's get back to town.
It's good though. No, I like with this show, each episode presents more questions than answers, and I feel like that's good in this show.
I feel like that's good, but I do feel like you'll get to a point.
There's too many questions
where if they keep giving you questions and they don't give you any answers, then you're going to be like, I'm getting sick of this. But I don't think we're anywhere near that point.
No, I feel like I would be like a season 3 finale sort of job.
But I do feel like sooner or later we need to get some more answers, and I just wish that everyone in the town could get together and actually let's just have a meeting, like maybe an overnight thing where we camp out and we're like, right, let's go through every single thing that each individual knows and start putting pieces together, because every person knows multiple things, but they haven't explained it yet.
Yeah, no, exactly. And
like Tabitha and Victor know that the monsters are hiding underneath the houses in these caves. They didn't tell Boyd.
Yeah, in a perfect situation where
Boyd knows a lot of shit that's going out in the woods, like beyond the woods, into the forest.
See, right?
And he never told them. Jim, I don't think is told. Well, maybe he can argue he's not really had an opportunity, like. But what about the voices he heard on the radio? I mean, how come that hasn't been brought up yet? And that's like we're 2 episodes later.
No, but you've also got.
We need answers.
We need the answers, damn it.
Victor knows a lot of crazy shit. And he's not. Why is he not sitting down?
Well, Victor's weird. I can accept
I know,
that.
but Victor should be sitting down and telling everybody, look, there's this boy in white that I see. And then maybe he does that, and he sees Ethan sees him too.
No, but Boyd is the sort of guy to act, right? See if they said here the monster's sleeping like under the houses, and there's an entrance over here. He'll be like, right, see this fucking entrance? Let's block it up. I mean, get fuel. I mean, they haven't tried fire on the monsters. Maybe burn them alive, kills.
Yeah, what if they burnt that cave out? Anyway, guys, we seem to have a lot of questions and answers, but they ain't getting answered. One question we will answer, though, is the rating of this episode. What are you going to give it?
I like that. I'm going to give it a 7.
I'm giving it a 7 as well. For me, it was a 7. Solid 7. And that's what we're giving The Kindness of Strangers Season 2, Episode 2. So, yeah, 2 episodes into Season 2. What would you compare it to Season 1, considering we're 2 episodes in? I don't know if you can make a fair comparison right now, but would you say Season 2 is living up to expectations?
I'd say it's a bit more action-packed, I think. I feel like it will be. I think it needs to be, because I feel like we already obviously know some more mysteries from I think Season 1's all about the mystique. Season 2 is all about the mystique, but we know a lot more compared to Season 1 at this stage, so I'm all for it, but I just hope the bus characters get better, or else it'll just feel like a waste of time.
Anyway, we'll see what happens on the bus.
The bus. Speed. This bus can't go under 50 mile an hour.
I think Keanu Reeves could be on this bus.
He might be.
I hope so. Till next time, though.
John Wick.
Peace.